On Capitol Hill today, a big win for President Obama and Democrats. The Senate approved a $42 billion plan aimed at small businesses. Included is a $30 billion lending fund where the Treasury Department will purchase stock from community banks. Plus, the bill contains roughly $12 billion in targeted and temporary tax credits for small businesses. But will it help? Well, let's bring in Steve Odland, Chairman and CEO of Office Depot, which has thousands of small business customers. All right, Steve, welcome to the program. Thank you for coming back. First off, let me just ask you, in your judgment, will this bill help the small business customers you have?
Well, I really hope so, because these small businesses have really suffered during this downturn. The question is whether these tax cuts will simply be made up from other tax increases. You know, when you create loopholes through temporary tax cuts, oftentimes they fill them by closing loopholes elsewhere, and you take a dollar from here and you put a dollar over here, and the net stimulative effect is zero. So the hope here is that the money is going to go out into the community banks. It will be loaned out to these small businesses, and they will begin to grow again.
Well, I don't want to dash your hopes on this tax trade-off, but in fact, the bill will be partly financed by tax hikes on corporations, large firms, oil and gas in particular, but also multi-net foreign earnings of multinationals.
Well, see, this is the issue, and you know, our small business customers are sort of stuck in neutral here. We've just completed at Office Depot a survey of 1,000 small businesses, and what they tell us is, good news, they think that their business is going to get a little better in the next 6 months. The bad news is over 80% of them plan not to hire anyone. And when we dig into the information and you say, well, why aren't you going to hire? Number one is they think their taxes are going to go up.
Yep.
Number two, they think their medical costs are going to go up. Number three is the total economic uncertainty. And so you've got a situation here where small businesses, you know, have these incentives out there, but they're also missing liquidity, and they think the costs are going to go up. So, you know, some people say it's the uncertainty that is creating this situation. I think you could make the argument that it's certainty of higher costs that has created this stagnant.
Let me go back to your poll. I think you polled 1,000 of your small business customers. You were given us, we have it on the full screen. Let me just get this out so that our viewers can see it once again. Let's start with the sales and profits, which are improving. Okay, 56% do expect better profits and better sales, 59%. 81%, however, this is key, 81% of your small business customers, and I believe your poll is over 1,000, have no plans to hire within the next 6 months. Now, the reasons for this are some of the uncertainties. 18% worried about health care costs, 15% higher taxes in 2011, 14% lack of credit, 14% economic uncertainty. You know, Steve, on those issues, I mean, look at all this Obamacare. This is all up for grabs, pending the outcome of the election, perhaps. But as part of financing this small business bill, to our earlier conversation, let's face it, personal tax rates for the upper income earners are going up. Many of those are small business owners. Capital gains goes up. So does that dilute whatever good the Obama small business tax cut plan will have?
Well, I think this tax increase that's coming in January is going to be disastrous for small businesses. Remember, we keep talking about the rich and the taxes going up on the rich, but 75% of the top 1% are actually small businesses. So when you take money out of the private sector to put into the public sector, you're reducing the stimulative effects that you're taking elsewhere, and you're diminishing their ability to create jobs. So we've got to have comprehensive tax reform for the small business. We also need it for the large business. Look, you know, we've got a situation with large businesses where corporate income taxes in this country are the second highest in the developed world, almost 14 points higher than the average. So we are competitively disadvantaged in corporate America from a tax situation.
Steve, amen to all that. Let me just ask you, your own situation at Office Depot, how are your sales coming along? What's your own economic outlook right now?
Well, the good news is that our sales have improved a little bit during the back-to-school season, which is an important season for us where we do attract consumers, and we've had some great deals at Office Depot, and we're taking care of moms and kids. You know, it's pressured our margins somewhat, so our task here is to continue to move through this period of time, get back to steady growth, and have that translate into income growth.
All right, we're going to leave it there. Steve Odland, CEO of Office Depot. We appreciate you coming back very much. Good luck.